Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jeff Arcos. Welcome again to the daily webinar. Today we are Monday, 9th of December 2019. Remind you this webinar is not meant to be a financial advice. This is only an education presentation. Please consider term and condition before you continue, saying when you're receiving this recording. Let's well thank God for another day into my life and I pray His blessings to that in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so let's start again now. Today, Monday, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I know that sometimes it's inconvenience, but I don't know whether to do 5, 6. It's just depending on everyone how they doing, and yeah. So anyway, so here we are on the night. We don't have now much of the news. The non-farm payroll is out of the way. Then tomorrow we have some Australian news with the lowest peaks, but we'll see. So clear day. So now let's just review first of all the weekly strategy. I think is going quite okay at the moment, and there it is. So we got it out the weekly last week. That was all the weekly trades that we have. I already sent the chats, and there it is. The market breaks, moves 100 pips, break even, and that's it. Nothing more to say. Just see what happened today. Hopefully, it will continue from there. New Zealand yen, of course, it just went straight through. It hasn't done really much apart from a lot of volatility, but I'm in a break even already, so that is actually quite good anyway. New Zealand yen is it's right over here, so yeah, so that was the New Zealand yen there. Then we did have last week on the beginning of the week Canadian yen. So when we're looking over here, it managed through the week come back, hit the point and come to the 60 pips stop loss, which is all right. Then same with the euro yen, enter as sometime in the evening on Monday. I remember that trade, and again 61 pips got through minus, and then we have the US yen first week. So what we really try to concentrate with the weekly candle close is just very simple. Is try to get the first week that turns around. So this is the week that we try to get. This is the week we try to get. This is the week we try to get. The first week that turns around is the one that defines the weekly candle close strategy. So try to get the first week, and then let the index meta decide us for those trades. So that's the US yen, but was over there, and then through the week it was a no trade. So that's the final filter for the weekly candle close strategy, and it did not run any more further down. Same with the pound Australia. Already by Monday, it was already gone. Now, when you see something like that already going against the weekly, because that was a nice ABC, so looks to me ready. It should be disconnected, but I think I let it on, and the market came back later, move 100 pips, break even, and that's it. So I don't know if the pound Australia will continue this week. I think according to the meta this week we have not this one there. Yeah, pound is still strong, so that will be maybe continue looking to go along with this one as the market allow us to do. Then we did have the pound US is the first week, breaks, pulls back 1 week up. Pound is strong, US is just a little bit strong, so ready to try from there. Don't put the trade on Monday and forget it until the next week. So that it is. Break, go through 300 pips, and that's it. Pound Canadian, same thing. Market, if we got line over there, breaks, comes back, day up. Pound is strong, Canadian is less strong, and right over there, trades in the place. And I broke. It did all the dancing that the currency does. It's a break even and ready to get those trades over there in pound Canadian. What do you say? Yep, still running into the nice level over there. Now this is from week 47, so we got entered there. So the market is running quite okay with the Euro New Zealand. Saying we keep dragging this from week 47 from the New Zealand US. there in Australia and New Zealand the same. So the first week, so if we look in the Australia and New Zealand there, why we make the decisions with that one over there. I think so I have it. That was right over here. So Australia, New Zealand, first week down, look for the entry and that it is running quite okay. So it took 100 pips stop loss in break even, and then the rest, whatever, it will go from that point onwards. All right, so that's cool. And that's it. So that's all we have for the moment. It's nothing more that there on the weekly candle close strategy. Now, I just feel like it. I want to, sort of kind of look more in detail about the weekly candle close because of that. Now, for this week, week 50, we've got 50, 52 weeks has the year and there we are. So Euro Yen is one of the first one we have in place. First week that turns around ABC, beautiful setup. We got a break. We got right over here, and the Euro Yen is going. We should have put it this one over here to have a look. Maybe there, so we can have a look through there. And all right, so Euro Yen, we put it somewhere over here, and that it is ready to trade. From there, as this week is showing us, is the first week that turns around. We have a nice ABC, comes to the golden candle, rejects from there, and that's it. So, and this one we only really looking is two time frames here. We're not playing much, and the other one is just mainly the weekly and the 4 hours time frame, and then that's it. Okay, and then of course we need to make sure that that is there, and the final filter for this one is really here. All right, so there we are. So we come over here. We look in the euro is weak. The yen is less weak than that one there. So the euro still is the first week that turns around on the weekly time frame. So that for me is the one that we've been looking so far. Then we come to the 4 hours, and this is the final filter over there, as we saw at the beginning of the video. Some currencies, didn't trade, didn't enter, but other ones are going quite okay. Okay, so this is on the weekly setup. We got the Euro Yen number one over there, and then Australia, US. Beautiful. So what we're looking is the first week that turns around. Okay, the first week that turns around, and then if we're looking over here as well. Now, one thing that you will notice on the weekly here, one thing that you will notice over there is that we've got the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. So when we come to the weekly time frame, and we want to be looking there. We're looking, for example, at the moment we're looking at Australia. The Australia was weak last week, and today the Australia is strong. So this is the shifting that we want to be looking, when we pick a currency in the weekly strategy. So that shifting is interesting to me, and here is clear display. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, bam. And not necessarily has to be on a resistance level. It helps a lot, but definitely we can find it always a place like this one, and that it is ready to try from there. Australian US is over here, and that's it. And then come back on Monday, all right? Sorry, Friday. Don't dwell into coming back every hour. This is the 4 hours. If you want to sneak in every week, every day, that's fine. But that's really it. So that's another currency, US Swiss. Don't like really much over there, but we are on a resistance level. We got the first week, the US week. The Swiss is strong, so therefore, that's nice level. Anyway, this is a final oferta. The market will try to look an entry below to that level over there in that's it. Canadian yen, the same, ABC, golden candle, target everything in place. At the moment, we are a bit far away with that one. Canadian yen, and that's it. So this is my entry, this is my stop loss, and that's all quite okay with this one. Euro Australia. Now the first week that turns around, this is where you, when you open the weekly candle close after we do the selection from here, this is the first thing you need to be looking. Are we in a resistance level? Definitely we are in a resistance level. So then you're not looking the daily, you're not looking the monthly, is the weekly straight away. So therefore here is the entry, and Euro Australia would be one of those ones to look for going short over there. Measure the midpoint, put a stop loss, and then come back on Friday. So that's quite good. All right. So that's all. So I'm just gonna review the weekly strategy, as we need to, get more in touch with that. So in this one here, you will see that at the beginning of there, I did my sorting out of the currencies to look, and if we're going, more down. So what we try to hunting, when you look in groups to trade, I keep saying over and over again, the US group and the yen group is more than enough that, any account that I believe can handle. So therefore, make sure, you you can get yeah, you can get through these two groups only. But here we look in every single group. For example, we look in the and from the 12th to the 19th of August, we're looking the pound coming now 193, and the pound now the next week it comes 199, 129. So when I come over and this one to look over here, and I said, let's go there, and let's go there. So we said on the 19th of August it was, isn't it? Where it was 19th of August, yeah. So that's June, July, August, 19th of August must be somewhere over there. I did not have in my scene there. No. April, May, July, August. So somewhere over here. Just need to delete it, put it back again. There. So there it is. So we got that one, the 19th of August. We're looking now at the pound, because the pound last week was negative, this week is positive. So therefore now we're looking here. So the pound against everyone else. Of course, we're going to be looking the euro pound, one of the first currencies that it is. And what we want to be looking is the first week that turns around. So that's the first week that turns around. That's all we can. Sometimes, like I said, it helps when we have support and resistance, but if it's not there, that's okay. So therefore, from that moment, we come over here, we put the EA to work, maybe break even, back again, and then 3 weeks in a row to run from that level. We got the pound yen, the next one over here, and we're looking the first week that turns around. Yeah, that's the first week that turns around. Market goes, and they maybe didn't perform very well. We're looking the pound New Zealand from that. Some currencies would run better than the other ones. And in this case, this one, it just managed to go 400 pips, comes back over here by the, that would be a nice level, 200 running from there. Pound Swiss, first week that turns around, and that's all we need to know. So that's it is, goes a little bit, comes back and runs again as the market allow this to do. Pound Canadian, first week, big rundown, and there it is. Would we break even by the following week at the end of the day? So that's how we looking. That if you pick the pound group, that would be more than enough to look at it. You should not be looking more than the pound group. When you look at um, really from these levels over here, because they have, they can really run very, very, very well. And if you look in the pound here, the pound there, here we have a green, here we have a red, here we have a red as well. These ones really can make a big difference in any trade that you can imagine over there. Um, for example, in this one, if we're looking So here is sort according to what I have already looked through there, as you see. So if we just pick in the pound and we're going all around, find it when the pound shifting, strength, um, with a significant there. Actually, here it was a very good week when I look in the 6th of May. When I look in the 6th of May, the pound was negative, suddenly jumps over there. Now, if I look in the 6th of May here, um, excuse me, the air condition is getting me my throat. So there's the 6th of May. And if we look in the pound from there, if I say the pound Australia, pound New Zealand, pound Canadian, pound US, and pound Swiss, it would be my peak. Look what would happen, for example, there, the pound Australia. So that was, we look in the pound is in a sort of kind negative, but this is no, because remember, we look in this is not the first week, by the way. That week is already, running quite heavy. Oh, my throat. Pound Canadian. So if we look in the pound Canadian, let me get my tablets. Where is my fisherman's? These things are real safe, lifesaver. Okay, so we come over here. We're looking pound Canadian units. One of the peaks. It turns around. We see this is the first week that goes up, and that's what I said. Monday especially, you have to come close to the 12 hours, because from that point on, look what happened. The market just tend to, they silly move. So we did not make money, we did not lose money, and we still, quite good over there. Pound, now this one I will not pick because this is already 4 weeks up, but even that the market did not perform from that level over there. So as you see, none of this. But the following week, now this job is only once a week. Monday come to work, put look the index meter, put the 4 hour CA, and leave it and set and forget it. From that point over there. Now this is the 13th of May. If we look at the 13th of May, this is the 13th of May over there. And we look in the pound yen, one of the first currencies that we have over here. Pound yen is the first week. The market goes down, up, down, and that's more than enough. And that it is. This is the number 40. So whether here you put in the 20, the 30, or the 40, the entries will be the same. The reason I looked at 40 is because I need to get as much as possible down, and the trailing stop from here. Then if we look in the euro pound, for example here, what I want to be looking is the first week that turns around. Yeah, first week that turns around. Plus, I have a support level. Like I said, not necessary, but it helps. And that it is beautiful run of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. And that's a nice run just by the pound Australia. First week, resistance level. The market comes, breaks, and there it is. A nice run. Is very, very, very plain. Pound Swiss, the same. First week that turns around. Resistance level, market comes, and there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks. That's more than 3 months of running. Just because on the first week that we got over there. Pound Canadian. What we try to, as soon you put it over here, you need to find the first week. Like before we find the first week bullish, and that's it. This is the first week bearish. Yep, and there it is. Before even we can consider it, that was support. Now it's resisting, and that it is. And just put the trace and let it run. Now that's a nice. Look at how beautiful it trails. That number 40 from the pound US. first week. ABC, first week. That's all we need to know, and that it is. So we got 1, 2, 3 weeks. You know, some currencies will run better than the other ones. We just don't know. But the thing is that we put in this one over here, and that's it. Pound New Zealand, first week. You see here, technical. You know, I don't have nothing to my left. You know, I don't want to get too far, but here on my left, I have nothing unless I do this. But look, you know, that's the first week that turns around. What is my latest filter? It will be right over here, and there it is, 3 weeks in a row. And that's how, you know, we can see it running over and over. Now, the reason I picked the US, for example, over there is because the US, it was last week weak, and now is strong. So that's shifting, that moving. Now, once I go there, I got the watch list that I do, and then I want to look in the New Zealand US on the 22nd of April. I want to see the first week that turns around. So if we look in there, the 22nd of April would be that, which would be right over here, 22nd of April, and we say the New Zealand US. Now, we got a break, we got a pullback, and we got a week down. So you see, you have put all the odds in your favor. Everything is lined up with you, and after that, just whatever the market wants to give us, you know, from there we can grab. But you know, when the market pulls like this, look, break even will get you there, but back again over there, and then you have, you know, a few weeks running from there. Pound US, some weeks will run better than the other ones, and that it is. This is, we don't know it's going to be only 1 week, but there it is. By the break of there at the beginning of the new week, I would be, you know, 10 pips maybe, because I don't want to get that one there. Pound, Euro US, same thing. The market 3 weeks down, 1 week up, 1 week down. That's all I need to know in that moment, and put the EA and then break even very easily with that move over there. Australian US, first week comes over here, breaks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. In the group, we don't know how this is going to run, who's going to run better. We only need to set the EA, look the group, look the shifting over here, look the first week turning around, put the EA in the 4 hours, make sure you have quite generous stop loss because the volatility, and then just let it run. Now, this is once a week only. You know, even sometimes I think I should forget the daily. The daily is going to be a lot of noise in and out. You know, through the week happen so many things, and this one is a completely different there. US Canadian, first week, yep, put the trade, and there it is. So that's how, you know, I'm looking through my list. You know, whenever I want to be looking is the New Zealand. That was positive, this is negative. That's all I need to know. Make sure that, you know, if the yen was weak over there, I'm interested over here in this week because that was it. Australia was weak, I'm interested over here because of that. Pound, already we looked at pound before. And then suddenly I find New Zealand. Oh, New Zealand was weak, strong last week, now is weak. And so that's my first eyesight that it goes when it comes on Monday, you know, and once I see this, I say, okay, let's look this list now. Why? Because they I should have actually should have put the pound New Zealand, but there it is, the Euro New Zealand, New Zealand yen, New Zealand Swiss, New Zealand Canadian, you know, all of these are actually good. So that's the 6th of May. Would be here. That's the 6th of May over there. And the first currency, let's look the pound New Zealand anyway there. I don't know, I forgot maybe to put it over there. There it is. Now, here is telling me that the New Zealand is weak and the pound is strong. So I should be looking to go long. When I look over there, it is possible, you know, it's very difficult. It's not in a deep, this is already being consolidated breaks. Let's see, we take the loss over there, 100 pips go, and that's it. We don't cry anymore. Euro New Zealand is the next one. And there we are. The market runs 3 weeks, 1 week down, 1 week up, and that's all we need to know. And that's a run. So 1 loss, 1 winner. So that's quite nice. New Zealand, Swiss, we okay? Come over there. Is that the first week? Now this one match with a sort of technical analysis because it's an ABC, and that's it. That's all we need to know, and there it is. Quite nice week. 1 week like that. One of those week a month. I think it should be nice, Dave, isn't it? Just leave it over there. When you look this system, you could ask you a question. Why you bother the daily time frame? Hmm? Why we we didn't even look in the why you even bother to look, the daily time frame because of that. New Zealand Canadian, is that down, up, down? Yep, that's what I wanted, and that's what it is. 3 weeks in a row, and that's it. Nothing more. New Zealand US, oh, New Zealand US there, and that it is. The market retrace comes back 2 weeks, 3 weeks, running down over here. We got the US. The US is weak. Last week the US was strong. That's good enough for me. So pound US, and you see the amount of trades that we're taking. They are not really as the other one over there. So here we are. We're taking over there. What happened? Nothing. Didn't make money. Didn't lose money. Didn't make money. I still on the positive side. Tell you this is 2013 weekly candle close has come up, and I think after everything I done, the weekly candle close still stood up as one of the best strategies ever being into play. So and then if we're looking if we're looking here that where we were here, if we're looking over there that the Euro US, the same. It's wake up, so that's what it say, and nothing happened through the week. By Friday, Saturday, when I see there, who wants to be in Friday, be triggered into this trade. So didn't work at the end of the day. We already look over here. So here I could not find anything that is according to what I'm looking, because everything is lined up, sort of kind of there. So here in this week I find the Canadian. Canadian is there. Canadian is over here, shifting the strength from strong to weak, and even if I find it, I need to make sure that this one here, it need to match the first week that turns around. All right. So if you look in the 27th of May over here, would be there, and from that moment, I said, okay, I want to be looking the Canadian yen, because the yen is here, Canadian is here. We got first is the shifting, and then I start looking through here. All right. So Canadian yen, and it has to have that much that I'm looking over there. The first week, down, up, down, come over there, and that it is 1 week. For that, after you see a move like this, you are in the break even. So what I do is measure this space over here, and that's gonna be my stop loss. All right, and then through the week, when you see something around 100 pips, you could be in the break even very easily by that moment over there anyway. And then we look in the Euro Canadian. It's say up, so that it is one up over here. Got triggered right at the end of Friday. But the next week, would be over here in a small loss, which is normally happening over there. Like I said, we don't know who is gonna be the best. We only need to put the trace over there, and that's it. New Zealand Canadian goes over there, nice, enter, stop loss measured from here to there, and that's it. So by somewhere over there, we are over here, and we just close the trade into that. Australian Canadian up, and again. Now, when we're looking over here, we got first of all the shifting from uh, weak to strong to weak, Donchin, everything lined up over there, very beautiful, very perfectly over there. Now euro I got in the 3rd of June because the euro was positive last week and now is negative this week. So that's all I wanted. That's the first thing I look back what the euro did. Now in this euro, Australian euro, New Zealand, I want to see the first week. All right. So put moving one more. Euro Australia, I'm looking to go short according to here because that's what it says to me. The euro is down, the Australian is strong. That's the first week that turns around, so I'm looking to go short from that. But what happened next? Nothing. That's what the 40. I like it because it's the final filter into the trades that I actually do. If I put the 20 or the 30, maybe it will be trigger me somewhere over here. But the 40, definitely it will be, a quite nice entry. Euro New Zealand. Yep, that's a nice setup over there. In this case, it did go through break even, and that's it. Nothing more that we can do. Now in this week, we find a quite interesting, uh, uh, a lot of trades there. So when I have a lot of trades to that, I try to pick only these ones over here because I don't want to be, trading too much, and and that's there. Yen, one of my favorite groups, definitely is the one that I like to do in the 10th of June. So come over here, put over there. And when we start looking New Zealand yen, first week up, definitely it is, and that it is. What happened? Nothing. So that's the grade 7. That's what actually was through the whole yen crosses. If we're looking over there, same as that, same as this one, same as that. We can see that we can filter those things as it is. New Zealand second group, so there it is, number 2. I like it. New Zealand was weak, now it is strong. So New Zealand US is the one to look at over there. Again, this is when the whipsaw comes, and this is what I said in the daily. You're gonna be in and out, suffering a lot with this one. No, once I see it through the week, the market comes from there to there. I say no, that's it. We can actually close the trade and say no. I'm no interesting with this one over here. Australia, New Zealand, same week. We're looking to go short, and the market, it did nothing to that week. So that's the good filter really that we have. Now we got Canadian over there again after a few weeks. US Canadian is the first one, is pointing me there, and that it is. It's the first week down. That's what we wanting, and what happened next. So that is a real great filter, to come over there. Like I said, let it run through. That's what I'm under, especially. I want to make sure that I won't be triggered that quickly, that easily, and then get into that. And that's how we can see over there, pound Canadian. As you see, this the U.S. Canadian didn't work, but the pound Canadian went. How do we know which one is going to work the best? We just need to take the lot, whatever is telling, and this is only you do once a week. Through the day, you're going to be in and out in different type of currencies. With this one, is completely different setup. So that's how simple. We need to keep that one there. Australian Canadian, first week, ABC. Yep, I like it. Say the trade, and that it is 2 weeks. Maybe here, maybe there, but we're still in the winning side at the end of the day. US number 4 now, and we got Euro US over there, and that's the first week. That's a good week, But what happened next? Nothing. So didn't make money, didn't lose money. We are on this and the other side. All right. So that's it. So let that one actually run at the moment. On the daily, as I say, we can find more trades over there. Canadian is very weak, and then maybe we can find more of there. But really, I think the weekly should be the main strategy to look at it. And this one, you don't need any other indicator whatsoever. They just the index meter price action, and I like here because I have history where to relate. All right, and this is where it makes a unique the that then, because the only thing I need to be looking is it's just simple like that, you know. Here is bearish, here is bearish, here is bullish. Okay, let's look now that group this week. You know, the pound was bullish, 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 bullish. Now it's bearish. Let's look that group over there, and we can pick, you know, this the best group, the best number, and then take from there. All right. So we see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Now 10 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, I want to keep Monday this time because things sometimes, you know, can run a little bit faster. It's slower in the morning, or sometimes, you know, the market runs in the wrong direction. All right, good to see you, Dave, and keep well. And yeah, for people who ask me about repeat this lesson today, there you go. So you can have a look tonight or tomorrow. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow. Yeah, the family is okay. Still struggling with the family issues with my daughter and this other guy, but just praying to God to one day, you know, see the light in this issue. But hang in there. All right, but all good at the moment. Okay. Cheers, David. Bye.